Hey guys, this is Katherine Donovan, and I decided to do another Katherine the Fury podcast episode. Well, it's a request from someone, a good friend of mine by the name of Pro Escort. And this is something that he and some other people are really troubled. Like, I know everyone is like big fans of something. I'm a big fan of anime, but I don't mind comic books. And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. So, let's get started. So, people are kind of, and pardon my French, but, they're bitching about how Mystique is so popular and she's so hot, but now they're kind of sick of her. And they pretty much like the guy who plays Charles Xavier. You know, James McAvoy. I finally got his last name right because, I don't know, like every time I see MC, I always say Mick. Like McCoy, McKay, that sort of thing. I never thought of Mac. My bad. But, anyway, curse my pronunciation. Now, on to the topic. People are like bitching over how Mystique is so popular and they're really sick of her, and why isn't Charles Xavier the main guy of all of this? Okay, first of all, let me just say this. In the X-Men Apocalypse, I've never seen the X-Men movies, so I apologize, but I have done the background story, so relax. Everything's cool. But anyway, the reason why Charles Xavier isn't that popular is because, here's the thing. He has that whole Messiah complex to him. He's got a good heart, and he sees the good in all others, and he tries to help people, you know? And yeah, he can possibly change people by helping them and using telepathy. It's a really interesting gift. But if you look at the prequels of the whole movie and how it all began, like, you could see how Charles had his powers to begin with, but in the movies, like, he accidentally got shot and now he's bound to a wheelchair, and yeah, you know the entire story. But he's not the main person out of all of this. And I don't know why, but people are like complaining about how come Charles isn't part of the whole thing. I mean, it's called X-Men, not called M-Men for Mystique. But Mystique, first of all, and I know I'm saying that again, but here are two things why Mystique is so popular. Number one, she's got a great bod. She looks stunning in blue. Her eyes are very captivating, and guys would want to have a shot with her. Yeah, sorry. And two, Jennifer Lawrence plays her, so that's a bonus. Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with Jennifer Lawrence, but she is like way mainstream. And by mainstream, I mean she's like, her name is like all over the place, in lights. And I guess also this brings me to my next topic. Have you guys ever heard of underrated actors or actresses? If you look over at watchmojo.com, they got a top 10 list. They have a top 10 underrated actors and also a top 10 underrated actresses. Take a look at those, and they'll talk about how these actors who are known to be in great roles, but they don't get the recognition they deserve. So, yeah. So, enough of the whole X-Men thing for at least for a moment. I'm gonna focus on this. So, now I think James McAvoy is not gonna be so underrated for too much for a while, because I guess he really brought back the X-Men sort of thing back to life. And hey, ladies, if you guys are a big fan of James McAvoy, I totally agree. Ever since Victor Frankenstein. And yeah, I am going to talk about that for quite some time. Oh my goodness. I just like that guy now. But I've known him in his roles like the movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie, Atonement with Keira Knightley, and yeah. And I mentioned this to Pro Escort in our chats. Like, I've been saying how, I've seen James in the movie Wanted. I'm just blown away by the performance. Sorry. Sorry about that. But anyway, but his performance, I especially love these two scenes from Wanted, like where he tells his boss off, which I thought was really badass, but it was also really scary. Like, it's funny, but it's also scary, but it makes you want to respect McAvoy even more. It's like, holy shit. Like, please don't kill me. And at the same time, you're like, oh, that was pretty good. And then also, wow, dude, you're so freaking funny. But you have a point. But then there's this other second scene where he narrates at the end, and how he says, "This is me taken back of my life. What the F have you done lately?" Which I thought that was badass. That was the most badass line I've ever heard. Oh, which felt pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah. And also, I just feel like the guy just needs a bigger role, like, in the X-Men. And some people, like, don't even pay attention to the guy. But here's the thing, he's a Scottish actor. Which, wow, just makes it even more better. But people in Hollywood, they don't even focus on the underrated actors or actresses. They just follow up on the mainstream popular ones. Now, don't get me wrong, James is not really a Brad Pitt. I mean, he is good looking, don't get me wrong. Anyway, but yeah, like, the guy, he's got a bit of looks. Like, I don't think he cares about himself looking good. And he freaking hasn't even aged. I mean, he still looks the same, which I don't have a problem with. But I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? And I figure out, oh wait, he's in his 30s. I'm like, wait a second. He does not look like he's in his 30s. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? He's in his 30s now? And I'm like, oh wait. He's married? Aw, not fair. Oh well. But then I found out also he's also a father too, because he's got a son now. And he lives in London. I don't know where, but I'm not going there. I'm no hacker. But I believe I love this guy. But, don't get any ideas. Please don't. Please don't. I already got it in my head, and I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. But anyway, moving on. Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think James needs more recognition, and I think he will because of his role as Professor Xavier. But honestly, I think Hollywood is too much into the whole mainstream popular people that their names get around pretty fast. And to me, that's not fair. That's so not fair. And also, I just wish that there was more characters, more a point of view on Professor Xavier, like from James's point of view, and yeah, that sort of thing. So, let me ask you guys something. What do you think about all this? Do you agree or do you disagree? Or do you think that James McAvoy should deserve more popularity? And is there any fangirls out there who's a big fan of James? Have you ever heard of the guy? No? Oh well. Well, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. This podcast is kind of a breather because I managed to make sure that I don't sound like I'm pissed. But anyway, see you guys next time. I'm KatDon. See you guys.